Hi, and welcome to the next in this series of conversations about the amazing, exciting, supernatural gifts of the Holy Spirit. This week, we've arrived at the gift of discernment. That is, the gift of discerning between spirits. It's a vital and precious gift. And I've asked Mick if he'll join us for this conversation because I have seen this gift brilliantly and wonderfully in operation in Mick's life down through many, many, many years. Time and time again, I've seen how this gift changes things. And I'd love us to learn from Mick all about the gift of discernment. So, Mick, can you tell us first, why is it that you believe this gift is so important at this time in our lives?
It is a very special gift. It's a very precious gift because it enables a person to see what is happening in a circumstance or a person's life. And it enables a person to differentiate or distinguish between whether God is working through His Holy Spirit, whether there is more sinister activity from an evil spirit, or even to be able to establish what is going on in a person's human spirit, his life.
Yeah. Well, in your own life, Mick, can you just unpack for us how that gift has worked and what it's felt like to receive the gift of discernment? How's it worked in your experience?
To give you some examples of how God has worked, firstly, it's so important to be able to establish if it's God working in a person's life, if it's the Holy Spirit. Because then if you can see that it's God working in a situation or circumstance, you can flow with God in that. And that can be relevant in a meeting or in a person's life. And possibly the way I most recognize when the Spirit is doing something, in my spirit there's a leap in my heart when I see the Holy Spirit working. A bit like Elizabeth when she came and into Mary and when she the baby leapt in her womb, and it's a little bit like that. There's an excitement when you believe that the Spirit of God is moving.
Very good.
But then there are times when you need to know if there is something else going on in a person's life, maybe through their circumstance or situation, that you become aware that there is a sinister activity and that a demon is involved in a person's life. And I suppose the way I would recognize it there is an uncomfortable feeling, a check in my spirit that something's not quite right. And I have to say, you can't just assume that. You have to take and use questions afterwards. You can't take everything by what you feel in your heart. And sometimes it's just seeing a person's eyes and looking at them, and it can be used, the gift can be used so positively sometimes. For instance, you can see faith in a person's eyes, and you can see there's faith to receive healing or an experience of God. And then when you see that, you can act confidently when you see where the Spirit is. It's a bit like Jesus when he met Nathaniel. He says he saw that he was a man with a beautiful spirit. Alternatively, you can also catch whether a person's motives are right just by listening to their heart, and you can discover whether they've got genuine, beautiful motives or whether they've got alternative motives. Sometimes it's so very helpful to just establish where a person is. And using the questions again, I think questions is so very helpful to use alongside discernment, because you can get a confirmation and sometimes establish the root of a person's problems.
Thank you, Mick. That's so helpful. I have to say, so many times I've witnessed Mick move in a gift of discernment, and sometimes he will spot danger. I've seen you spot danger, things that are a danger to the people of God, But other times you've seen gold in a person. I've seen discernment, seeing solid gold in a person that maybe others had overlooked. And our prayer for you is that God will supernaturally give you his eyes to see danger and keep people safe, but also to see gold in people that God is seeing. Ask God for that gift.
Amen.
It'll be very exciting.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for joining us as we look at the gift of discernment. Thank you, Mick.